is what I also love. It's game prediction time here on a PHNX Cardinals Friday. I'm gonna do something I rarely ever do. I'm gonna start because I want to.
You always start.
Didn't you do this last week?
Did it last week.
And they look at that. They won the game. So guess what, mother effers? Here we go. Prediction time. Okay. I want the Cardinals to prove me wrong again. I picked them to lose last week. They won, so I'm picking them to lose again. We'll talk about the score in a second. James Conner, Eno Benjamin, he's not on the team anymore. Not sure if you guys have heard about this or not. So it's all number 6 in the run game.
Mm-hmm.
James Conner beat that ass in San Francisco last year, had his best game as a pro, 3 touchdowns, screens, running through the tackles, running over people. They need number 6 to be the offensive star. I think he will. I think he's going to get his. On the flip side, how do I pick anybody else? The heartbeat of the defense, the heartbeat of the team. Budda Baker, can he have consecutive interceptions for the first time in his career in back-to-back games? I love it.
Be sweet.
I'm going to will this into existence. Trey McBride, no Zach Ertz. It's all on you, young man. Number 85, the best tight end in college football last year. He was as prolific as a pass catcher as we had. The Mountain West Male Athlete of the Year. He's handsome. Number 85, Trey McBride. Take over, young fella. Get into a rhythm. Feed him, whether it's Colt, whether it's Kyler. I would love to come out of this game and have the best tight end not be George Kittle, but be Trey McBride. Is that asking too much? So I'm predicting the Cardinals to lose by 10. But I do see a scenario in which all 3 of these guys ball out en route to a Cardinal victory. Bo, what do you think?
I love it. I love it. Dreaming is free, and I'm part of that. I would love to have that.
Come on, Trey.
Trey McBride.
Do it for me, Trey.
You know, we saw Zach Ertz posting on his social media channels today that he had successful surgery. He's done for the year. That was confirmed earlier this week. And Trey McBride, I feel like he's walking around a little bit more confident.
It's his job. Like
it is. They're going to elevate likely Max Williams. That could help your offensive player of the game as far as in the run game.
Yep, heavy.
Have a solid blocking tight end in there and Max Williams.
Those are your 2 best blocking tight ends.
Yeah, no doubt about it. So, yeah, and I like it. And Budda Baker, the idea that he could get his hands on a football this week, I'd love to see it. Budda's just so hot right now. I mean, since Hard Knocks and then coming and playing out of nowhere.
Yeah, come on our show. Bye week coming up, man.
Just begging for it. But yeah, who's up next? Am I going or is Frank going?
You go because I know which way Frank's going to go,
okay.
And he won it for us.
He's going to save the show. He's going to save the show.
I know you better than you know yourself. I do
because I don't know. Am I wearing my unwashed T-shirt again because I thought it was good luck that I picked the Cardinals?
You blew it for us now.
I did. I thought I say the Cardinals were going to win?
You picked us to lose last week.
Oh my God! I thought so.
So you don't think the Cardinals are going to win? You don't think they're going to win?
We're flipping Cardinals are losing 29.
This is not producer Emma. This is my fault. I had a brain fart and I sent her Cardinals win. I see
but
it.
You don't. You don't.
I was going to have them lose.
Okay, that's fine. As long as you come out with your prediction right now, you think.
I'm sorry, producer Emma. I blew that one, but I think that Rondale Moore eats regardless. Because I think that when you look at the 49ers, they've struggled against slot receivers, and I think that Rondale Moore's been playing solid out of the slot. As Frank mentioned, down the sidelines, he's making play. They're moving these wide receivers all around. You add Hollywood Brown to the mix, another problem for the defense. And then DeAndre Hopkins, of course, the issues that he forces opposing defense each and every week. I like Isaiah Simmons this game. He's a guy that's made 3 game-changing plays this season. I think he can continue to do that. I think he hates San Francisco.
I hate him.
Because what they did to him all the way back in the first week of his career.
I remember that.
Poor Raheem Mostert, that he looked back and then Mostert went 70 yards to the house, and then we didn't see a whole lot of Isaiah Simmons after that.
Sweet.
Look at our producer just swap that out.
We're big time here at PHNX.
And then my unsung hero is Josh Jones. He played well in spot starting duty for DJ Humphries last week. I think he plays well again this week. And a big part of that is also the quarterbacks getting at the football out quick.
I'm into Josh Jones. I've always been into Josh Jones. This is his toughest task in his NFL career. I think he's a natural tackle. He's the heir apparent to, I think, Kelvin Beachum next year at right tackle. Going against Nick Bosa is about as difficult as it comes. And if he comes out and plays well, that's a home run draft pick.
Let me tell you guys a little cool thing I saw on the practice field this week.
Okay.
As I see Jose saying that Zach Allen, he was mad last week. He thinks he'll get a sack this week. How disruptive J.J. Watt and Zach Allen are in the interior of this Cardinals defense.
Yeah.
That nobody can even run a counter play on them.
That's true.
Because one of them is in the backfield, and opposing offenses can't even do it. I don't even think that they need to prepare for that. I mean, I might have heard something that they don't even have to worry about it because of how disruptive those guys are.
Now, they definitely push the line of scrimmage.
Yeah.
They go from 1 to 3 yards in the backfield real fast. And they create a problem for a lot of offensive lines, which is nice. If they do, which we know that San Fran do, is they run a lot of boots, they run a lot of counters and traps and stuff like that. So that would be something to see if they run away from those guys to go back on the backside versus JYD or, seeing Myjai Sanders. Someone reported about Myjai Sanders, and he's been playing absolutely great.
Yep.
He's one of the young. My man said he had one more sack than Chandler Jones, so very good on that.
Sack and a half.
Very good on that situation. Look.
What do you like, Frank?
First, I got to go back. Number one, I think in the chat, you guys can check us out. I think, look, this is No Shave November. I would probably say maybe 2 guys in the entire chat has absolutely kept the No Shave November.
Okay.
Over under on that. What do you think? Just real quick. Probably maybe 7.
I'm going to say.
Who's following the over under?
I know Johnny's following it.
Over, yeah.
You think it's more than 2
I'm
guys?
I'm trying to look so dirty
in the chat
by the end of the year. I'm trying to look so.
Well, you only get a couple of days.
I'm trying to get so
Dirty?
poorly kept that
dirty. He wants to be dirty.
I
Dirty
would say I'm
You're starting to look like Robin Williams in Jumanji.
What year is it?
No Shave November.
Yeah,
I'm not part of that game. I got to shave. I got to keep it clean. I got to be.
You make appearances. You get invited to charities. You're a face man.
I do, so
I live in a cave in southern Arizona, Maricopa, where I might be the belle of the ball there. I come into Phoenix and it's just like go back to where you came from. All right, Frank, what do you like for us?
Look, man, I'm not changing. I believe this is a great opportunity for the guys to rise to the occasion. I think the energy level is perfect right now. You saw Budda Baker. I told you guys, leaders make teams. And right now, we saw leaders step up. We saw JJ do his thing. I'm glad that he took the 15-yard penalty because of what that means. He didn't care. He was that adamant about what he saw, which was true.
Yeah.
I believe these guys are in a really good spot between Cole and Kyler being the leaders. And again, when you're watching Hard Knocks, guess who's balling the F out?
Mm-hmm.
Cliff Kingsbury. You saw them play calls. You saw him call stuff that you thought he was a lame duck coach. I saw him call those plays before. And if that's just great editing, kudos to the editor on that position. But guess what? I'm sticking with my Cardinals. I think it's a 17-14. Who gives a shit that the 49ers went to Colorado to try to get the altitude in their lungs together? It's 20 degrees. Suck that. How about that? We don't care. My offensive player of the game right now, my man, is definitely going to be D Hops because you can't stop him. You got no answers for this dog. He's hungry. He wants to eat. He's a winner. He's worth $20 million. And he wants to get to 30. I don't have no problem with him. Zaven Collins will be my defensive player of the game. You know why? Because it's time for him to shine. It's time for him to do something that he knows they're going to run the ball. Yep. And he knows 100% that they have good offensive linemen they're agile, they're fast, and they know how to get around on the edges. He has to be the guy that's ready to slip through those lanes and tackle guys in the backfield. They have a lot of motion that's taking place in their offense, but he has to be smarter and better, and I think he's going to be that guy. On the back end, my unsung player is going to be Isaiah Simmons. You know why? Because they both got to be dogs this week.
They do.
They both got to be dogs this week. They both have to take ownership of becoming the next wave of a Cardinal defense, man, that's going to shut down teams. And I think that a running game that passes the ball to their tight ends as well as their running backs, these guys have been known to absolutely not be really good. I hope that after this amount of time and repetition that they see the game, that the game is slowing down, Johnny, and that these guys will go out there and make plays.
I love that. You draft Isaiah Simmons and Zaven Collins for games like this. Mm-hmm. Nationally televised, a team that wants to run the football, but a team that's got prolific playmakers, specifically at tight end. And I think the Cardinals, again, they're set up for success. Bo, we talked about it earlier. I think it bears repeating. I'm going to ask you again. Cliff Kingsbury wins on Monday Night Football. Is he safe this year, regardless of what happens, assuming they don't go in a complete tailspin?
Yeah, because I think then your floor as far as wins is probably around 7 or 8, right? Mm-hmm. And that should be enough as far as what the team did last year, and how they've improved each and every year. You can't just go, okay, well, you weren't. It's not the season isn't looked as a colossal failure.
Yeah,
it's a failure, and everybody will agree.
But it also toughest schedule according to Football Outsiders.
Absolutely, I think that with the idea that you learn from the mistakes that you made as far as how you prepped for the season and maybe how you ran your training camp and how you kind of handled some things. But yeah, I mean it's part of the learning process that you were willing to take on when you were taking this head coach from failing at the college level and putting him at the pro level. That he's at 43, not a finished product. He had his first year where he didn't improve on the previous year, say, hey, all right, what went wrong here? Let's learn from it and then improve the next year.
It would also mark, I think Monday Night Football would mark a second half win for Cliff Kingsbury when he has not had many. And what could that do for the confidence of this organization in Cliff Kingsbury that we didn't see each of the first 3 years? Not that he hasn't won games in the second half, but his win-loss statistic has plummeted. His win percentage has plummeted in the second half. To be able to come out and get a victory over Kyle Shanahan when everybody's already anointed the 49ers, whether it's Colt, whether it's Kyler, Cliff can right a lot of wrongs and change a lot of narratives, at least for this week, if he beats Kyle Shanahan.